Yo, yo, yo. How's everyone doing tonight? Yo, what up, Immortality? Yeah, that was an interesting conversation in that Discord. Weevils, what's up, bro? Nick, Jonah, how you doing? Tether Main, one and only. How's the audio? Is the audio okay? I got the music on super low background volume. Let me know if it's too noisy. I can cut it, but I kind of dig having the lo-fi beats going on in the background. What up, T Wiggins? How you doing, homie? Got my whiskey here. Cheers to the weekend. Yo, what up, Chase? How you doing, homie? Can't hear music. Well, let me crank that shit up then. How about that? It's a fucking tune. Is that good? Volume good? You can hear the music just a little bit. I just want it to be very mellow. Drop the whiskey and get a bottle of cognac, bro. Good on the sound now. Alright, cool. You always wear a hat. I don't always wear a hat. I like hats, so. I think in my last video I didn't have a hat on. Or maybe it was the video before. All right, all right. Cool. So how's everyone going? Hope everyone's having a good Friday. Chilling. What else would you want to be doing on a Friday night than coming and listen to some Canadian guy yell at you about Bitcoin? So let's just get into it. Can't hear music. All right, so I'm just gonna start talking. Fuck, if the music doesn't work, it doesn't work. So yeah, obviously had a little bit of correction here on Bitcoin. So I want to hop on the stream and just kind of chat about the charts a little bit. I know on Fridays I usually do my metals with main video, oh, what? No, it's muted. So shit's been, you know, a little crazy in crypto. But obviously metals not moving so much, so I was like, fuck the metals, let's talk about Bitcoin, let's talk about crypto. That's where everyone's paying attention right now anyways. So wanted to just start the stream with just kind of, you know, a little bit of self-fellatio. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you know, I think I've been one of the few people, there's a few others like, you know, BTC Jack and stuff, who has not been screaming for all-time high. As soon as we got past like 17, 18K, I've been pretty consistent for most of this month, just saying, hey, this move's unsustainable. We are going to see a correction at some point. And, you know, start hedging, start looking for potential signs of reversal. You know, I even made a video after we popped through 18 for the first time saying I'm expecting a large correction, anywhere from like 10 to 40%. Obviously that correction has now come. I'm very fortunate that I hedged pretty much all of my Bitcoin Outside of what's on cold storage, I'm 100% hedged, and I even have leveraged short exposure. Obviously, I've taken profit on some of that as well. So I just want to kind of talk about what I saw in terms of why I thought price was turning around. And then I also want to just talk about, what to expect next, what I think the market's going to do, my levels of interest, all that kind of shit. So obviously, I had this chart up in that last video. I also had this chart posted on Twitter. And I've just basically been super straightforward. I said, listen, you buy in an uptrend, right? You buy support until it fails, right? You long until you're wrong. That is the move in an uptrend. And so if you're looking at price action here, right? These are the daily support levels that I would be paying attention to, right? So you've got this area here, you've got this area here, you got this area here, this area here. Pretty much in this entire move here, outside of this one instance here, we never really lost support, right? So in this entire move up, we never lost support. Here, right, we formed a floor, never lost support. The only time we lost support is right here, right? So we lost this support here, dipped below. Once we got back above there, the moon mission was on, right? So, you long until you're wrong in these situations. And for the most part, in an uptrend, you're going to outperform trying to long, short, long, short, long, short. And so if you look at the daily support we have here, right? You long it. When price comes in there, you close shorts or you long this, right? And same thing here. This is support here, no longer support. Once we fell through that level, then it's time to reassess. But for the most part, it's been, just long pullbacks this entire way. Long pullbacks this entire way. So I knew this move was getting steep. I mean, I've been talking about this for ages, but you look at the weekly chart, right? We had 7 or 8 green weeklies in a row. You're gonna have a pullback. Markets do not go up in a straight line. And I talked about the sentiment on Twitter as well in my previous streams and on my Twitter as well. And, maybe some of my posts aren't getting as many likes as the, we're going to 30,000 tomorrow tweets, but that's good. That's okay. I like to see that, right? Because it knows that I'm in the minority, right? Everyone was screaming for higher prices. All the Discords I was in, 95% of Twitter, outside of a very select few people, were screaming for higher prices. And then we see a correction, and then boom, the next day on Twitter, everyone's like, pullbacks are normal in a bull market, blah, blah, blah. The long and short of it is Twitter is retarded. It's a bunch of clout chasers who mostly don't trade and are just trying to get likes, trying to get engagement, trying to sell you some shit, and are just trying to fucking look good for Twitter, looking good for Instagram. It's no different. I'm guilty of that shit too. I like to retweet and give you a couple I told you so's, but the difference, at least for me, is I'm trading the stuff that I talk about on Twitter. I'm making money doing it. And at the end of the day, I don't really give a shit what people think about me. And I don't think anyone should give a shit what people think about them. I'm just saying take everything, even stuff that I say on Twitter, with a grain of salt. There's many times while I'm trading where I've fudded myself out of a good idea, fudded myself out of a good trade because I'm on Twitter. Someone disagrees with me, everyone's bullish, I'm like, fuck, maybe we are going higher. Even in this move, right? When we were going, my plan this entire time, as soon as we crossed 17K, was to start getting short, start selling, start hedging. I happened to get really lucky and flipped near the top to bear. But again, right, there were times where I'm like, fuck, maybe we are going all-time high, right? Maybe we are. I had a huge short open here. And then I saw this and I was like, fuck, maybe we are going higher. I closed some of it and then we nuke. So, I mean, the end of the day, stick to your plan, right? So where are we in terms of where I think we're going to go, what I think is going to happen? At this point, I don't think anyone needs to stress, right? So, I mean, we dumped about 17% from the top into daily support and had a nice reaction. I don't think you should be trading in here, personally. I mean, if you zoom in and you want to find some levels in here, sure. But if you're just looking at this on a high time frame, there's no reason to be in a long unless you got long in here, because there's a good chance we could see another tap of this zone, which you could long. And there's no reason to short here. I think you're better off either waiting for a breakdown to short or waiting for a pullback up to here to short. Okay, no reason to try and guess. guess on the in-between and shit like that. Just let price action fucking develop. And then decide, right? So if you're wondering, you know, what do you do here? This is a sign that potentially we're turning, right? Is an SFP. When we have an SFP like this, okay, close, and then once we break this low, right? So now we've made a swing failure pattern and we've broken market structure to the downside. You can zoom in here and you can start looking to short, right? That's a market structure change, right? If you're not shorting, you know, this pullback here, why not? I mean, obviously it would be great to short here. You can zoom in and you can say, okay, market structure is actually breaking on the 15-minute first. But, you know, there were a couple telltale signs that the top was in. You know, this SFP was pretty telling. This kind of 3 drives pattern as well. Right? Essentially a 3 drives, not quite perfect, but, you know, 3 drives pretty much. 1, 2, 3, and then a pullback. Broke market structure. So to me, the market structure is bearish for now. So as much as there's reason to be bullish, we hit daily support. I'm not telling you to short where we are right now, right? I'm not telling you to short this. But to me, on any way that you look at this, right, we're in an uptrend here. We're now in a downtrend on the daily, right? That's a daily swing low that got broke. So the way I trade is now I'm looking to sell a pullback for another leg down, anticipating a lower high, right? And I posted this chart on Twitter. Basically, the way I trade, there's your daily market structure break. I now want to go to the point of origin of the breakdown, and I want to look for a short. So the way that you could do this is 2 ways. You can either look to short this block here, okay? And if I pull my fib, that's going to give you your sweet spot, your OTE all in there. Or if you want to refine, obviously that's a big zone, right? Is the breaker right here. What I would actually do is I would take this entire area and I would say this is a short for me. So if we come up here, right, and we stab into this area here, I would actually look to short this, okay, with my stop here, and I'd be targeting the next daily support, which is way down at like 15 something, way down into this consolidation. Ultimately, I personally would not be surprised if we go way the fuck down here, something like that. Could we make a new high, a slightly higher high? Absolutely. Anything is fucking possible. We could literally come up here, make a slightly higher high, and then break down, right? So to me, the bias level for getting bullish is super clear. And it's this level here. And I had this posted on my chart weeks and weeks and weeks ago. It's the top of this weekly candle right here. Okay, this 19,000 level. If we get a close over that on the daily or the weekly, ideally on the weekly, but the daily will happen first, obviously, we're going way fucking higher. We're gonna see way big overextension, right? But we can trade above the level and then close back below in terms of the actual candle, right? So right now I'm leaning towards more downside, but I am leaning towards a bounce. I actually expect price to bounce up and retest this area, okay? So lost daily support, hit daily support. I think we come up and we retest this zone, and I think this is a short for further prices down to here, and ultimately I'm aiming to start getting long even lower. So I'm leaning towards more downside. I don't think 16K is the bottom. So I know I saw one of you say, Red said we topped at 19.4 and then flip bull again here. I think there's nothing wrong with flipping bull at daily support. There's nothing wrong with that. Get bullish at support in an uptrend. That's what I said at the start of the video, right? But what I am expecting is this rally to lead into a lower high. So that's my thought process for now. If I'm just trading this kind of ICT steez, right? Breaking market structure, pull back, sell the pullback into a lower high for lower prices. And personally, I think that's much more bullish long term for Bitcoin. I don't think this is a big enough dump. I think I kind of talked about this in my last video, but we saw everyone get hyped. OI on derivatives exchanges started rising. A lot of more people started getting leverage long near the top. The spot buying dried up. Bunch of people punted into altcoins. I made a tweet at the start of November. I said, how funny would it be if we, get close to all-time high and then Bitcoin corrects 30%, altcoins get whacked. It's exactly what fucking happened, right? XRP went to 70 fucking cents and then dropped like 30% like the same day. So I'm leaning towards a bigger correction. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. But to me, my logic for selling up here was the potential upside that I might miss is less than the potential downside and ability to buy back cheaper Bitcoin that I might capture if we see a serious correction, right? If we're going to correct to 12 to 14K, right? And I sold a bunch of Bitcoin at 19K and I'm making 4 or 5 grand per Bitcoin sold, that's fucking awesome. So to me, it was a low risk play. The euphoria was there. The sentiment on Twitter was there. The chart was telling. It was purely vertical. So there was a lot of reasons for me to get into that move, and I'm happy that I did. And now I think you just play this level to level, right? We're in a daily support. My next expectation for price is to travel back up to daily resistance and see if this flips. If this flips and becomes resistance, right, we're going lower. And I wouldn't expect this area to hold, right? If we come back and test this again here, we're gonna go lower. We're gonna go and test this level, okay? And then the same thing, if we come back up here and we reject, right, we're gonna come down and test this. Ultimately, my ideal dream scenario, right, is this. Short here, right, some bounces along the way, but I wanna see us basically come and clear this. To me, this is kind of almost like accumulation. I see this similar to how I see this. I don't think we're going to 10K again. Personally, I could be wrong, but I do not think we're going to see 10K. I don't think we're going to see that. I'm already seeing people starting to talk of CME futures gaps getting filled, all that bullshit. I think the lower we go, the louder that will be. Maybe we're going to 6K, maybe we're going to 8K, and then I think that will be the perfect time for us to reverse. But this to me was kind of like accumulation on the way up. I know it's an uptrend here, but to me, this was accumulation. Just the way the price action was forming, it was trending, sure, but this was kind of like a cylinder, whatever you want to call it, an ascending fucking bullhorn or whatever. So to me, this entire move's origin is this. It's not this, okay? It's not this. This led to here, right? But the origin of this entire kind of last swing here, to me, is this. So the ultimate fuck you move, right? The ultimate fuck you move is to come out and actually clear out these lows. That would be the ultimate fuck you move in my opinion. And just like I had on there earlier, right? That lines up very well with your kind of very deep pullback on Bitcoin, right into that 62 to kind of, 70.5, even down to the 79 retracement area. So if we get a chance to buy here, I'm not saying we will, but I'm longing the shit out of Bitcoin. I'm longing the shit out of Ethereum. I'm longing the shit out of Litecoin and all the coins that I like versus USD in this area if given the opportunity. I'm not saying we come this low, but if we do, I'm going to be longing the shit out of it there. I think that you just play this level to level, right? I don't think there's any reason that we should not have expected a correction. I think if you were online and you were following people who just thought this was going to go up forever, those people are retarded. I think people who are like, there's institutions buying, it's spot buying, I think those people are fucking retarded too. Efficient market theory states that the way the market moves is to fuck up the most people possible. So it doesn't matter what the market dynamics are. It doesn't matter that the market is different than it was in 2017, different than it was in 2014. If you think some fucking institutional player with the actual power to move price gives a shit about what price Bitcoin is, it doesn't, right? So if they got to sell it down here to get it lower, it'll happen and then they can push it right back up. So to me, the way that the markets move is in a way to fuck up the most people possible. So I think I don't care what the dynamics are of the market at all. I don't care that BitMEX is here, BitMEX is gone. I don't give a shit about any of that. I'm purely a technical trader, and for me it's just level to level. Once we lost this support, you buy this, then you sell this on the first test. If we reclaim 18.4, right? So if we reclaim this level here on a daily close basis, right? then I think we will go to all-time high. So if we come up here and then do like this, then I'm flipping bull for higher prices, because I think when we do reach all-time high, I think we will overextend all-time high by a large margin. I don't think it's gonna go to just like 21K. I think it'll go to 24 or 25K before a pullback, something like that. But for now, this next retest is a sell for me, right? This is a level that was holding here. That level has now been lost. You buy the next daily support, and now you expect this to be an SR flip. So if we come up here, right, and we move up and we wick, but then we close back below here, to me, that's a short as well. I don't know if we'll be this lucky. I would like to short up here. I think a lot of people would. I think a lot of people are eyeing this area. The question is two things for me. I think everyone has bought this. Most people bought it. Everyone is, on my feed for the most part, everyone is flip bullish again, right? Saying, hey, that was the dip. We're going back to all-time high. Buy the dip. We've been buying the dip for 8 months, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if the dip dips a little further than people expect. Again, I could be wrong. We either come up here and then the sentiment switches. We get up there, everyone's bullish again. We're going to fucking all-time high, or we just roll over from here, right? But I'm aiming for potentially a sell here. That would be my plan, right? Bounce from daily support, sell here, trade it down to 14K, then see what happens. But ultimately, my dream buy the dip target is between 11 and 13K on Bitcoin. If I get so lucky to get some bids filled down there, I'm going to be super fucking stoked. If we flip 18.4, I'll expect that we're probably going to go higher, and that was the dip for now. But you know, Bitcoin has pulled back 30-40% in the bull market plenty of times before. I don't see why it should be different this time. All these people in my fucking mentions and in Discord and shit telling me that's different. All those people who were telling me that shit were also telling me that I was dumb to be hedging at 19K after 7 green weekly candles. So don't listen to anyone, right? Make your own fucking plan, stick to your plan, and fucking chill. You'll have way less stress, way less issues, you'll trade better. And don't listen to me, right? I'm just sharing my thoughts with you guys because it might be beneficial to you. You might be like-minded. But if you think that we're going to all-time high from here and you bought the dip, great. Follow your fucking plan, right? But have a plan. That's what matters, right? Have a plan. Where are you wrong, right? If you bought the dip at 16K and we keep dumping, are you going to cut, right? Have a plan is all I'm saying. Don't listen to people on Twitter. Don't listen to me. Do whatever the fuck you want. But this is my plan. I'm just sharing my plan with you guys. So hoping for something like this. You know, maybe it's not that aggressive. Maybe it's something more like this. That's kind of my dream scenario. My dream scenario is something like that. Let me get in another fat short here. Ride this bitch down, buy back all my spot, and then I just fucking retire forever. Alright, let's see what's going on in the chat here. Smarties over M&Ms. This is true. This is true. What up, Kareem? How you doing? We going lower, cousin. So potentially, man, I personally don't think 16K is the bottom, but I longed at 16K because it's daily support. We're in an uptrend. I'm going to long daily support. Guess what? If we come here, I'm going to long that too, right? If we come in here, I'm going to long. If we come in here, I'm going to long. Or close shorts, right? Expect a bounce. It's support, right? Just longing. I had this level on my Twitter in advance. I gave this level to everyone. Just longing that level, right? You know, you got a 5 or 6% move in the other direction. So it's daily support until it's not, right? Kind of dark. I know it's nighttime here, so I just have the dark theme on because it just fucking burns my retinas having that white fucking background. Hey, I'm all in on an altcoin that will 100x this run. Nice. DM me what it is so I can buy it, bro. I'm trying to get me 100x. Just joined, going to watch on 2x speed from the beginning. What up, man? What up, Ruby Reed? Hey, Mitch, what's up, bro? Hey, can you take your shirt off? Please, dude, take your shirt off. I know you're 30 years old, but take your shirt off. No one cares about your charts. They just want to see you shirtless. Mitch, I'm going to open an OnlyFans only for you so you can pay me all that fucking money you have and have made off my calls. And you can pay that back to me by looking at shirtless pics of me through my OnlyFans. Do a kickflip, depression Bitcoin. I actually used to be able to skateboard, not bad. I skateboarded a ton until I was like 14 or 15, and then I got to the point where you like start doing like decent sized sets, right? Like you're ollie, kick flipping down, shoving down, like, you know, 4 or 5 set. I don't think I ever got up to like a 7 set, but like a 5 set, I would fucking jump down, and like you start falling on a concrete from that high, it sucks. So now I just snowboard. I'll do a backflip on my snowboard. I'll record it. I'll post it on Twitter. Don't make tethered main break your fucking legs, mate. Longing EOS again. Bro, redemption for Trader Main. Everyone told me EOS was never going to pump. I told them it was lagging altcoin. EOS ended up having a ripper of a run. Obviously, it's retraced hard, as is everything. But I was tweeting about EOS relentlessly in here. Okay, relentlessly, I was tweeting about EOS, and it had a nice fucking run. You know, at its peak, it was 60%. I bought my EOS bag. The reason why the EOS trade was shit, right, is not it went 60%. I made money on EOS. I made 30 or 40% on some of my buys. The reason the trade was shit is because I bought EOS here, held through this, held all of this, and then sold here, right? So there's, first of all, should have taken some profits here. And then there's massive opportunity cost holding a coin that's doing this where so many other coins were fucking moving. So overall, even though I made money, it was a bad trade. And that is something that can happen. You can make a bad trade and still make money on it. Amen. Do you think we will have a mini bounce before heading down? Yes, I'm personally expecting us to test 18K again. I think we'll come up and test this area. It's not for sure. We could sell off from here. If you look at the little bit of the lower time frame here, maybe we only come up into here, right? But I like the way that this is actually shaping up here. I don't hate this, right? So it's either going to go from here where it is, but it's the weekend, right? The weekend price action is usually pointless. It's probably just going to go sideways. It might do this, right, on the weekend. What I would love to see is one more low, right? I would love to see something like this, right? A little retest here, and then boom, to get long. I think if you didn't long here, there's no reason to long this on the daily or the H4 time frame. There's no price action here that's telling me to long. If you really want to long this thing, right, on the hourly, you could basically long on a reclaim of this level. If we reclaim this level, it's a good chance we're going to go up to here. We could reject here, so this would be kind of your first trouble area, your FTA, right? Could see something like that, but in my opinion, if we get above this block here, this here, I think there's a good chance we go test 18.4, and I'm leaning towards a bounce, right? No point in shorting after a 17% drop, right? You fucking don't want to short after a big drop like that. You want to look to long, daily support in an uptrend, right? Don't chase red candles for shorts, and don't chase green candles for longs. Do you think we will wick to the daily support and then head upwards for a short? Yeah, that's exactly what I just explained. When do you think alts will be a good spot to trade? So, Zach, whenever this correction is done, like if we're going to drop, let's speak hypothetically, let's assume that I'm right and we're going to drop to like 12 to 13K. That blood that happens on altcoins when Bitcoin does that, that is the blood that I want to buy on altcoins. I think if Bitcoin heads to 12 to 13K, Ethereum's going to be at like $300 to $400. That's the blood I want to buy. If Bitcoin dominance is looking weak and it starts going sideways, we could see alts run, but a lot of these alts have made huge moves up, right? And then retrace them super hard, right? Like this looks really ugly. Okay, major rejection, huge swing failure pattern, there's no reason Litecoin can't come down way further before continuing up, right? So there's no need to chase alts, in my opinion. Wait for Bitcoin to tell us what it's gonna do, right? And if Bitcoin continues to dump, I wouldn't be surprised if Litecoin comes way back to like down here, right? And then load the fuck up on it for much higher. But I think the next major dip on altcoins is the one you want to buy. But a lot of these altcoins look like dog shit. I was getting into conversations with people on Discord who are like, we just broke multi-week highs on all these fucking altcoins. And I'm like, yeah, but dude, all of them pumped right into resistance. Bitcoin crashed, and then all of them retraced like 50% of their move, right? So how big was this move? 100%, right? And then we've retraced 45% immediately. So just be aware, right? XRP as well. XRP, obviously, huge pump. That's sick and all. Broke all these highs, right? But how many times have we seen XRP do something like this and then close with a fat wick, right? So to me, XRP still has to get through here, right? There's been no high time frame close through here. So there's no reason to think XRP is going to $1 until it gets through here. One sec. Man, these fucking lo-fi beats are fucking a tune. Fucking tune. So if I'm looking at XRP, I think XRP comes back down personally, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if it comes back down to either here, right, or even lower, right? One thing I think people forget as well is how many people own some of these shit coins, right? How many people bought Bitcoin here, right? A lot of people have been holding the Bitcoin bag for a long time. You don't think there's people that as soon as they get an opportunity to sell anywhere near all-time high again, they're not going to, right? So I think that goes the same for a lot of these altcoins. There's a lot of bag holders in these altcoins who anytime there's a big pump, they want to fucking sell. So to me, there's no reason to rush into these things after a pump like this. A lot of times they get retraced. I'm not saying we're making new lows. I do think we're in a bull market, we're in a bull trend, and we're going to continue going up. But if Bitcoin's going to make another leg down, I think altcoins make a leg down with it, and I think you buy that blood on those altcoins, right? But I said this to so many people, and everyone was like, oh, this is different. I was like, dude, every time this happens, these altcoins pump into resistance and then crash, right? All of them. Pump into resistance and dump. Right? I posted this one on Twitter on ETH. Everyone was telling me ETH was going to $800. Everyone. I said 620 is the line in the sand. I tweeted it. Said it's the line in the sand for Ethereum. Expecting a pullback from there. If it reclaims that level, then my next level was going to be 800. Sure enough, 620, big ass fucking wick and close below. So to me, I think Ethereum comes down here personally, at the very least. I wouldn't be surprised if Ethereum comes lower. My dream scenario on Ethereum is this. Corona is this. This is my dream scenario on Ethereum. Something like that. Ignore the time frame. It's not about the time. I'm just saying the price action. So my dream scenario is to get Ethereum as close to 300 or below 300 as possible. Might not happen, but I don't know. If Bitcoin goes to 12 to 13K, no reason why Ethereum can't be in the low 300s. Yeah, Kochi or Koche, I don't know how to say your name. If we come up and for a retest, I don't think it'll be an easy, clear setup. Probably overshoots close to the daily above and makes people shout all-time high and then nuke. I agree. I mean, the dream scenario is that it's nice and easy, right? Like I drew. But we could come up, we could go above this high to all-time high, and then we could close as a wick, right? And then sell off. So I'm expecting a move up to here at the very least, and then we'll see what things are looking like then. But we could roll over from here. Anything's possible, just play it level to level, but I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, hey bro. I take all my trading advice from Pomp. I mean, listen, if you've been listening to Pomp and you've been buying since 2013, sweet, but you've also been holding some bags. Eth looks much better, I feel. I think it looks the same. Eth is the exact same, right? It's the exact same. Inner resistance, right? Oh, fuck this Eth chart. Right? Inner resistance. Long daily support. It's the exact same. Is trading your day job? First time subscribed here. I've traded full time for a lot of times. Trading is one of the things I do. I have a few businesses that I run. I would call myself an entrepreneur and a trader, I guess. Seeing continuation pattern on the hourly. Think we going straight down to 14K. So here's 2 tips for you, Raj. Don't look at the hourly chart on the weekend. I would ignore weekend price action. I mean, if you want to be trading on the weekend, great. I guess it's COVID, so what else are you going to do? I don't know. Is this what you're looking at? I don't know. Maybe you're right. We could completely melt from here, but I'm just like, I don't really care to trade on a Saturday or a Sunday. One of the things I hate the most about crypto is that it's open on the weekends. I much prefer FX for that reason. I can take a week off. I can take a few days off. It doesn't matter, right? Okay. Where are you going snowboarding? Yes, I'll go to Whistler Blackcomb. BTC going for a nice range that stays in for months. Very possible, right? We've been trending, right? We've been trending for ages. It wouldn't be crazy for us to we could do this, right? If we do something like this where we just go sideways, I actually think that would be a very bullish situation potentially for alts. Me and my friends are having a bicep measuring competition. I forgot about it a year ago. Right before I started going to the gym, they started going to the gym too. We all measured our biceps, and then we put a calendar date, I guess for tonight, to say whose arms grew the most. So, pretty interested to see. Okay. Maine, tell me Jack is from the future. I'm getting scared. Jack is from the future. If you're not following BTC Jack, I don't know what you're doing. The guy is a crazy voodoo pirate who's been obscenely accurate this entire fucking run since fucking from here to here to here to here to here all the way back up to here. No one has called this as good as BTC Jack. Not even close. Bro, let me send you 0.3 ETH or whatever to buy a bottle of Remy Martin. You'll never drink whiskey again. You don't need to buy me Remy Martin. How about you trade on my ref link on FTX, and I'll go buy myself a bottle of Remy Martin, and I'll report back to you. Where is my 18K short wrong? Above here. Above there. Stop is above there. 420, good spot for ETH. 420, blaze it, bro. Can't wait to smoke weed again. Ayman Abdul, thanks for opening my eyes to trading. Thank you, bro. That's such a nice message. I have always been a proponent of trying to teach a man to fish, that whole cliche, as opposed to just giving out signals and shit. I would way rather have me show you something and then you go and apply that in your charts, and it just, even if it just improves your trading this much, that's what's up for me. I really enjoy that. That's why I do these videos and these streams. I'm not getting paid for any of this shit. I do this all for free because I like helping people. I've been through the ringer. I've been doing this for a long time. I know there's a lot of shitty information out there. So if I can help anyone in any way, that makes it all worthwhile for me. So thank you for that message. I really appreciate that. Did you take profits at 19.4? Not at 19.4. I started selling spot as soon as we started trading close to 18K. I sold spot at 17.5, 18K, 18.5, and at 19K. I have 0 Bitcoin on any exchanges right now. I have cold storage Bitcoin, but I am fully in Tether. Otherwise, go on my Twitter, I tweeted out every time I hedged. I sent out a tweet saying, I'm hedged, 50%, 75%, fully hedged. I tweeted every time. Do you trade alts against USD or BTC? If you go watch my last video, Raj, I did a big little triad about this. If you're trading the alt USD chart, because you're buying either with Tether or you're trading with a contract that is based in USD, that's totally fine. But the importance in knowing the difference between the alt BTC chart and the alt USD chart is important. If you want to trade the alt USD chart, you better be basing that purchase, right? If it's a spot buy or if it's a margin trade in Tether or USD, right? Because if you're trading with Bitcoin, you want to look, if you're buying an alt for Bitcoin, you want to look at the alt Bitcoin chart, because that chart is essentially a fraction that tells you whether or not you should be holding that alt or Bitcoin. If you bought Ethereum with Bitcoin here, you're losing Bitcoin, right? By holding that Ethereum. If you bought Ethereum with Bitcoin here, you're making money, right? This is just a comparison of Bitcoin and Ethereum's relative strength. So when this is in an uptrend, right, you're actually better off holding Ethereum. When this is in a downtrend, you're better off holding Bitcoin. So it's very important to know the distinction between those two things. Just want to say very nice music. Thanks, Kareem. I'm hoping this is a new part of the stream. I really like playing the music. I hedged around 8K and ended up buying back higher. Decided not to do this time. Predictably, it was the wrong call. I mean, that happens, bro. Like, I fucking bought Bitcoin here. Okay? I bought Bitcoin here, and I sold here, right? And I bought some back here, and then I sold here, and then I fucking... Once we made this lower high here, I was like, okay, I think we're going lower. So mistakes get made, man. I say this all the time. You've got to treat your buying and selling, your spot buys and sells, just like a trade, right? So if you're going to buy Bitcoin spot here, let's say, okay? If we lose this swing low, you need to get out of that trade, right? So sure, maybe here. So I'm just going to... Let's say you buy spot Bitcoin right here, okay? In this little pullback here, because you think we're gonna go to this high here, right? You have to treat this as a trade. You have to, because it is, even though it's not with leverage, right? So if you're like, okay, I think we're going to here. You say, I think we're going to here, right? You gotta have a stop, even though it's a spot buy, either at this swing low or here, right? And then as time plays out, okay, you're making some money, right? Boom, your idea is wrong. We've taken out this market structure low. That means there's a good chance we're going even lower. So that spot buy was wrong. You're better off, and you're probably gonna get a retest or something like this. Let's see. There's your little bounce, right? So you don't have to sell here. You usually get a bounce, came back, retested the low, right? But you're better off saying, okay, I just lost, you know, whatever the price from here to here is, not that much on my spot buys. I took a little bit of a loss, but that's better than just holding this thing into the grave, hoping it bounces, right? Treat it like a trade. So if you're buying spot for longs here, your stop has to be at the swing lows, right? And as soon as market structure shifts, you get out of that position and you were wrong, right? You've gotta treat your trading like it's, or your spot buys and sells like it's a trade, because it is. It is. It absolutely is. I guess I can't get my lines back. That's fucking sweet. Oh well. Right? So if you're buying spot here, soon as we lose this low, you're wrong. Right? If you're buying spot here, if we lose this low, you're probably wrong. Right? I thought it was going to 670. That's a monthly level. I was surprised you mentioned 620. Yeah, I had this level on my chart forever. Right? This little weekly block. Run this high. Right into there. Bang. Can you explain the level play you're looking at if we roll over from here? Sure. Okay, so if we lose we lose here, right? So if we just roll over from here, okay, I think you're safe as long as this high is held to start shorting pullbacks, right? Ultimately targeting here, right? I think this level gets a little bit of a bounce, but I think ultimately we will travel down to about 14.8K. So if we lose this 16.3 level, I think your risk is here and you short any bounce, right? So if we bounce here, that could be your entry. Stop there with your target here, right? Or maybe we come lower, right? Maybe we come down here and then we bounce, right? Then that's your short, right? And you can also have a tighter stop too, right? If we do one of these, right? Like this, and then trade down, your stop goes here, you sell the bounce, targeting here ultimately. And if we come down here, I think we go lower. I ultimately think we run these lows. That's my premise for now. But this S support was tested in September. BTC is in no man's land. I agree, BTC is in no man's land. I wouldn't touch Bitcoin here, right? Unless you bought here, I don't think there's a reason to buy this consolidation unless there's some low time frame breakout that you're trading. You know, you go on the 15 minute, you buy like a breakout like I showed you of this area. Otherwise, I don't think you touch it here. Like if you didn't long here, if we come in here again, do something like this, that would be a long, right? Targeting here. But otherwise, I think you just wait, you sit on your hands, you chill, right? We just had a big move. We're probably gonna go sideways for a little bit, right? Mad respect for Jack indeed. What's your trading plan for Bitcoin this week? Pretty straightforward, right? If we come down here and test it and give a setup, I'll long it. Otherwise, I'm waiting for price to move back towards 18,000. Will Bitcoin dump a little more? I don't know. Maybe, right? Anything's possible. I'm not really paying attention too much on the weekend. We'll look again Sunday when I do my weekly stream on Sunday. We'll take a look, see where we're at. Hello, new to your channel, BTC Jack. Yeah, BTC _ Jack Sparrow. Can you look at SXP USDT, please? Sure, I'll look at that in a sec. Hey bro, I'd like to think your thoughts on Prime. Pretty safe, you think? I heard some horror stories about similar business called One Broker. Yeah, One Broker, I think the issue with One Broker was that they allowed Americans to trade on there, right? That's what shut down One Broker, the SEC. Americans can't trade on Prime. I trade on Prime. I'm not American. I think they're a legit broker. I use them. They sponsor one of my streams on the weekend, so I trust them, and I trade on them, but they do not allow Americans to trade on it. So have that in mind. Bitcoin or BitMEX didn't allow Americans to trade on it either. Keep in mind, right? BTC Jack says that it will drop this weekend. Why are you counter trading him if he's so accurate? I'm not counter trading him. I shorted and sold all of my Bitcoin at 19K, and I just told you that I ultimately think Bitcoin goes down here. So how is that a counter trade? I'm not in a trade, right? I think if we do this, trading is an if then this business. If this happens, then I think this will happen. If this happens, then I think this will happen. I'm not saying that we're going to 18.4K for sure. What I'm saying is if we do, I'm shorting it. If we lose this level, right, like I just explained, I'm gonna short for further down. I'm very fluid with my buys. If this happens, then I'll do this. If that happens, then I'll do that. So I'm not counter trading Jack by any means. I don't own any Bitcoin other than what's in my cold storage. So I'm more than happy for it to go way lower. I would love to rebuy Bitcoin at 12 to 13,000 if possible. And I've been saying that forever. On the entire month of November, I've been but I've been a proponent and posting about hedging and expecting a pullback, right? So I think I've been super consistent and clear. Who is the next guest on the podcast and when can we expect it? It's a secret. I have a few guests lined up. What I'm gonna try and do is record a few in a row so I can kind of release them on a more regular schedule. But yeah, I've got a few guests lined up. I won't say who just yet, but they're going to be interesting people. I've got a few traders lined up. I've got some OG crypto miner lined up. I got a quasi celebrity that I'm going to be bringing on. I'm really excited about. So expect a new podcast first week of December, second week of December. And I will be doing another podcast with Jack soon too. Any opinion on FBTC? Nice reaction of daily breaker 0.618 and daily 200 MA. Yeah, so I mean, just like Bitcoin, right? This is support here for now. So this is support on Ethereum, right? But that is not a good look, right? Coming up into this floor and closing like that is not a good look. So to me, that doesn't scream continuation, right? To me, I think we actually come back down here. So as much as this is support on the daily for now, I wouldn't be surprised if this makes a lower high here, right? And then ultimately, I would like to buy lower on Ethereum still, right? This is something I've been talking about for months and months and months now. I think Ethereum can come much lower still. I'm a buyer in here. Right, so I know we've just wicked into that area and had a little bit of a reaction. This could be it, right? That could be it, but I wouldn't be surprised if we dip a little lower into here before continuation. Ultimately, I'm a bull on Ethereum, but I'm expecting a little bit more of a pullback first. Like, this doesn't look good to me on the weekly, right? That's not a good looking weekly candle that's about to close in 2 days, so we'll see. That, to me, makes it look like it's going to go down more. Trader man is the man. DC in the house. Thanks, homie. Appreciate that. Thanks for the stream. New investor looking to load on Bitcoin and hold till the end of bull run. Recommended adding slowly in my wallet or right now wait for further drop. If you're just looking to invest in Bitcoin, I tell this to all my friends and family. I think we're in an uptrend. Anytime Bitcoin drops 10+% in a move, buy a little bit. Right? If you're looking to, right? So maybe you bought a little bit at 16K, it drops to 14K, you buy a little bit more. The risk of waiting for 12 to 14K is what if that never comes, right? And then you're stuck buying back at 19K. You're way better off dollar cost averaging, in my opinion, on any sort of dip. Aside from trading, are you bullish Bitcoin long term, as in from the holder's mindset, global reserve? I don't know about global reserve currency. But I do believe that Bitcoin is a store of value and it's scarce. And so I see no reason why it won't go up long term. So yes, I'm bullish on Bitcoin long term. I have cold storage Bitcoin that I will never sell. Those Bitcoins that I have in cold storage are worth 100K each to me. So they're either worth 0 or 100K. I have my stack that I trade with actively. That shit is moon or doom. So I do believe in Bitcoin long term from that perspective. What's my take on silver right now? I'm expecting gold and silver to bottom soon. So right now they look kind of ugly. So if we get basically on gold or on silver here, we want to reclaim this low here. Okay. So once we reclaim this low, I'll expect more upside. I'm very bullish on silver over the coming months to years. I think it will outperform gold. And gold is the exact same thing for me. I think gold might come a little bit lower. Maybe into here would be nice. And if I can buy some gold down there, get some longs here, I will. As soon as it reclaims 1861, I expect it to make a new all-time high. Where does price have to go to get full bear? I don't think I'll ever get full bear on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin somehow crashes back below $3,000, I'll go full bear, I guess. But then it's just retarded. It's so cheap at that point, I'll just buy more. I'm never going to go full bear on Bitcoin. I would be surprised if Bitcoin goes below 10K. And then I might reconsider my plans. But I don't think it will. And even if it does go below 10K, I'm probably going to buy. So that's a hard one. I think we're in an uptrend. But yeah, if it goes below 10K, then I might have to reevaluate my plans. Come to trade on SynLev. It's a Uniswap with leverage trading, no KIC. I don't get Uniswap or how it works. I'm too old. No middleman. Get Loma on. I'd love to get Loma on. Someone DM Loma and tell him I want to interview him. Just hopped on. What are your thoughts on BTC pairs? Not time to look at them. Yeah, I talked about this a little bit already, Greg, earlier in the stream, but wait for Bitcoin to settle down before hopping into any altcoin trades, in my opinion. If Bitcoin continues to dump, altcoins are going to continue to dump, right? Look at that weekly candle that's forming on Ethereum BTC. So Bitcoin is still king. I'm sorry, don't get upset for what I'm about to say, but it seems like you're saying if we go up, then we go up. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly how trading works. If this is my level and I say I'm bearish going into the level and I short it, then I short it. But if this is my level and then we break through it, then I flip bullish and I get long. That's exactly how trading works. Anyone who tells you anything otherwise is not an actual trader. They're just a retard who thinks that they trade if they're just stuck in some bias, right? Anyone who talks in absolutes talks in some bias, like it will drop. No one knows what is going to happen at a level until it happens. You don't know. Trading is an if-then statement. If I think this is going to be resistance, I don't know for sure. Everyone will ask me, how do you know that level is going to hold? I don't. But I'm making an educated guess based on these pieces of confluence that are causing me to short. Like maybe the trend leading into it is bearish, right? So I'm expecting this to be resistance. I short it and then it goes down. Or maybe it doesn't hold and I was wrong. If it holds, I'm right. If it doesn't hold, I'm wrong, but then I can switch my bias to longs, right? That is exactly what trading is, so I don't find that offensive at all. That's exactly how trading works. Nice sweatshirt. Do I skate? I used to skate a lot, not so much anymore. I'm old now. I still ride a longboard and stuff like that, but I'm not kick flipping down any staircases anytime soon. Would you look at the daily chart when dollar cost averaging? Yes. Daily, weekly, I wouldn't bother with anything lower. You said you were going to release an educational video you had for private students over time. Can you release one with an entry set, please? We still don't know how to enter a trade. I've done tons of videos on my YouTube. Go watch my Metals with Main streams, my F and Chill streams, where I explain exactly how to enter a trade. I have 2 setups that I look for, and I've explained them so many times, right? Right? Bullish order block, entry, stop. That's one of my go-to. Right? Breaker, stop, entry. That's my other setup. Those are the 2 setups that I use mainly, and I've done a video. I've done multiple explanations of them in previous videos, so check those out. But I will be releasing some educational videos in the future. Just haven't really, it's not been my focus, right? Bitcoin's been trending and had a lot of volatility, so I've been trading. Any outliers that you think aren't just garbage? I don't really trade a ton of altcoins, right? Like, I don't really understand DeFi or DeFi, I think, right? So I don't think it's gonna go away. So if all of that is built on Ethereum, I'm bullish on Ethereum for the most part. But yeah, I'm not a big altcoin guy, so I don't have any hot picks. I've heard good things about Polkadot, Link, SNX, and Aave, but I don't really know what any of them do or anything like that. I just trade charts, really. Fair enough, but I'm sure you can still pop shove it. I absolutely can pop shove it still. I bet you I can kickflip still. What's the most ridiculous thing you've spent money on, way too much money, that you would like to admit? Oh my god. I've bought booths at clubs before. That's always stupid. spending 5 or 10 grand on a booth and a bottle. That's usually a bad idea. God, what else have I bought that's just stupid? I've got expensive watches, but I love those. I don't think that's stupid. I think those are investments. I bought Pokemon cards. That was embarrassing because I think I bought the top on Pokemon cards and I got rug pulled by that bald guy, JB Crypto King or whatever. Stupid amount of money on shoes, alcohol, partying, drugs, music festivals. I don't know if there's just like one like asset that I've bought that I'm like, this is so dumb. When I was like 15, here's a good one. This is not a crazy amount of money. This is a funny story. So when I was 13, I'm Jewish. I had my bar mitzvah. You get like a bunch of money when you're a bar mitzvah, have a bar mitzvah, and you're supposed to put it away and save it. But my parents essentially said, okay, you can buy one thing, right? You can buy one thing. The rest of your money we're going to invest and put in bonds and some bullshit, right? All my other friends who had bar mitzvahs, right? They're buying bikes. They're buying, a new gaming system. They're buying something useful and dope, a laptop or whatever. I'm a nerd at 13, right? I'm a tiny little nerd. And I bought a fucking Palm Pilot. I'm old. I'm 30, right? So when I was 13, Palm Pilots were just like becoming popular. Those little, it's like the original iPhone almost, iPad with a little stylus. It was black and white screen. And I bought this Palm Pilot because I thought they were so cool. And then I get this thing and I'm fucking 13. What the fuck do I need a Palm Pilot for? Which like keeps your calendar and shit. And I was so fucking upset about it that I like wasted my bar mitzvah money on this Palm Pilot that out of pity my mom ended up buying it from me. And then I bought I think it was the PS2 or something like that. Much better purchase. On Sin Leverage, you can trade 3x Bull Bear tokens, currently 8, blah, blah, blah. Sin Lev is CFT and SEC resistant. I don't really care, man. I'm verified on all exchanges I trade on, and I pay taxes on my crypto, so I'm not really worried. Opinion on 3D OB for FUSD. Yes, I mean, this is support for now. If this is the one you're talking about, right? Like we kind of front run the level a bit, right? You go to the daily, you can refine it to here. But yeah, we're in, just like Bitcoin, we're in daily support. But then we've retraced huge, right? If you didn't buy here, right? We've already bounced, 6%. That's why I don't think you should just long here pointlessly. Can you take a look at the SP and the NASDAQ? Sure. Main, what is your fave chart, like regular Joe car, no Lambos and stuff? Favorite car, regular Joe car, no Lambos and stuff. Gosh. I mean, I've always loved the GTR from Nissan. I guess that's kind of a Lambo-y car, but they're like 100 grand. They're not crazy. I have an Audi S3. I would love to have an RS3. That would be fucking sick. I love German engineering, right? I love Audis, I love Mercedes, I love BMW. So anything that falls under that. My very first car was a Toyota, but then my second car and every car since, Volkswagen, Mercedes, Audi, German engineering, baby. Show the new watch. The new watch is getting sized right now, so I don't have it with me. I left it at the watchmaker, the watch guy, because he's resizing it for my wrist. Respectable, but I'm more of a heel flip kind of guy. I used to be able to heel flip too. Heel flips are easier than kick flips. Everyone knows this. We like to see you do well. I appreciate that, bro. Laugh my ass off. I don't remember what I said. Tread. I don't know what that means. The poker guru. Hey, do you think the SHR looks good from the chart? I'm a bot Pokemon top. I think the most embarrassing is EOS. EOS was a bad buy. It's not my worst crypto buy by any means. Bro, I owned crypto in 2013-14. Why am I not retired? Ask yourself that. I got $500 for Hanukkah and bought some alts. That a guy? Help pump the fucking market, baby. Happy Hanukkah. You should make the wicks lighter color. Do you know much about U.S. platforms for leverage trading, shorting besides Coinbase? No, I don't. I am in Canada, right? So I'm able to get on some more exchanges than you. Yeah, I don't know much in terms of what you could do in the States to make up for that. I don't know what the best exchange would be for you. Use a VPN, I guess. I mean, there's risk trading unregulated markets, right? And the US is very strict on that stuff. Okay, so I'm going to check out these charts here that people dropped in the chat, and then I'm going to sign off here, let everyone enjoy the rest of their Saturday, or Friday, excuse me. So someone asked me to look at SXP USDT. So I mean, this looks okay, right? That's starting to, kind of move up. This would be the floor. I'd want to see it reclaim. Right? I mean, nasty little wick there, but I want to see it start trading above this 107 level. Go on the H4. Got a decent little uptrend forming here. Not loving that, right? Again, you got to watch Bitcoin, but as long as it holds this floor, I think it's fine. I would not long this thing personally down here. I would wait for it to get back above here. Next time it trades back above 108, essentially, I think it will go higher. Someone asked me to look at the S&P. I think this corrects soon. Like, I think we're getting kind of, maybe a little 3 drives here, right? So just looking at this like this, something like this would not surprise me. I wouldn't mind seeing it. I guess we already retested that breaker, but I think we see a correction soon, right? I don't think this just continues to launch vertical. Maybe that was the correction. Maybe we just continue to go higher though. I wouldn't fight the trend, right? But maybe we get one more move up, kind of like a 3 drives kind of play, and then a drop. I don't know what that was, but obviously it didn't work. Same idea here, right? I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of a drop. But maybe I'm wrong. Everyone's waiting for a drop, right? Everyone's been waiting for this shit to come down, and it's just not coming down. So, the trend is up on these things, so buy the dip for now. But I am leaning towards, a correction on equities going into the new year. There you go, Kraken, 5x leverage. All right, guys. Heel flips easy and kick flips fair too, but also funner, and they're aesthetically more pleasing. I'm going to get the S-Class AMG this summer. That is a sick car. Kraken, I've heard good things about Kraken. Just arrived, what's up? Just watch the stream, Corey. I leave it up on YouTube. You can watch the start of the stream. Thank you, Kareem. Appreciate you checking in. Do I get a lot of hate from CT or friends and family for being a successful trader? Absolutely not. CT, I get hate sometimes. I had a paid group for a little while. I got hate for that. People, CT it's the internet. I mean, I love you guys. I love people who follow me. I appreciate all of you. But if someone's gonna shit talk me on CT, that does not affect me even an iota. I don't give a fuck. It's the internet. People would say whatever they want. Hate does not bring me down. They hate because they're jealous. Always remember that. As for my friends and family, they're all super supportive. The only thing that's annoying is I've told them all to buy Bitcoin at 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, and all of them start texting me at 19K. Hey, are you still doing that Bitcoin thing? So that's more of an annoyance than anything. But no, they're all very supportive. And if your friends and family aren't supportive of what you do and what you're passionate about, fuck your friends and family. Those friends are not your friends, and I understand family is family, but if your family is trying to hate on you or hate on what you're trying to do, fuck that shit. Do what makes you happy, man. And hopefully that thing makes you money, but if it doesn't, if you like fucking drawing, fucking draw, man. Life is short. Be happy. Real talk, is it always cold in Canada? Are the women beautiful in Toronto? I'm not in Toronto. I live in Vancouver. It's cold-ish in the winter. I mean, it doesn't get much below 0, Celsius, so 32 Fahrenheit. Here in the winter, it barely snows, and the summers are gorgeous. Vancouver has relatively mild weather. Vancouver weather is essentially Seattle weather. All right, y'all. I'll be back Sunday for another stream. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope everyone has a great Friday, has a great Saturday, and I'll talk to you all in a couple of days. And yeah, I love you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you soon.